Guys, and welcome to your quick pick a card reading. Today this is going to be a super quick message for you guys. So you're going to choose from 3 separate options. Option number 1 is this avocado. Option number 2 is the taco. And option number 3 is the milkshake. So all of the timestamps are going to be down below in the description box, per usual. So go straight to the description box to get to the timestamp, to get to your message. And don't forget, you can book a personal reading with me at www.theenchantedone.com. So those of you that chose option number 1, the avocado. Okay, so for you guys, I'm definitely getting some extreme energy here. Extreme energy. So whenever I go to tune into a message for anybody, whether it's a personal reading for a client, or if it's a TikTok reading, or any reading I ever do, I always start picking up information before the reading, and I start feeling energy about the reading I'm going to tune into. So for you guys, I kept feeling really intense energy. It was really extreme energy, and it could even feel a little bit overwhelming. Now, you may not be in this energy currently, or you may. We're going to look a little bit more into it. But I am just getting overall intense energy. Now, this isn't necessarily bad, okay? All intense energy is not bad, even though I do feel it's like there are intense changes for you that are manifesting, or you're on the precipice of experiencing, which can be a little bit unnerving. So that's what I'm kind of getting. But I feel like things are going to smooth over, especially with literally, we have the butter card here. I don't know if you can really see that on this camera. It's butter, and it says smooth over. And so that's what I'm kind of getting, like, things are going to smooth over after a really radical shift in your life that's going to be pretty drastic. But it's going to smooth over because it's going to lead to the 2 of Cups. So whatever changes you are experiencing and or are going through, or are about to go through, they're actually ultimately in your favor. But I do see like it may be a little bit difficult because we have number 18, the tree. And it says, let them go. So I'm getting this huge vibe that you are in a massive transitional period within your life, and it's affecting your physical realm or will. Again, this is a general reading, so timing can be a little bit general. It can be a little bit non-specific because I'm not speaking to one specific person. But for the collective that chose this stack, there are big changes either in your life or you're about to experience these big changes soon. Whatever the case is, it's all leading to big happy changes, but change, whether good or bad, us as human beings tend to fear. So one thing I do want to say that will aid you is grounding your energy. Don't get swept up in the opinions, perceptions, especially perceptions of others around you, because not everyone walks your path. Not everyone's meant to understand your path. If people want to judge, let them. Doesn't change your perception. And, you know, I feel like you guys are very open-minded to new perceptions, to new information. But if someone is not on the same wavelength as you, and if someone is not in agreement with certain views that you have, that's okay. You don't have to agree with everyone. We are all allowed to have our own opinions, and that's okay. Okay, so I do want to read really quickly this message because it's super short, and it says, you often take on the pain of others. That confirmation is strong. Release the emotions, opinions, and perceptions of others at this time. You often take on the pain of others. You used to think it was because you're an empath. But these days, you're not so sure. Sometimes it feels like other people are emptying their emotions into you and giving nothing in return. Sometimes we even feel we've inherited pain from those who come before us in our family tree. This is your permission to let go. Your life is ultimately about you, not what other people expect you to carry for them. Whew, that message is strong. Yeah, so this just confirms that you're really feeling the emotions and energy. And again, I do feel that there are people around you with opposing views, perceptions, and that's okay. That doesn't make them bad, and it doesn't make you wrong, you know? But you are asked at this time to be more in your own energy. Because I feel that because you are such a caring person, you're sensitive, you're gentle to some degree, you know, your sensitivity is going to vary based upon where you are on your life journey. But what I'm seeing here again is that you have been really hurt greatly by people specifically close to you. I really am getting that specifically close connections to you have left you scorched, have burned you. And I am seeing that this has caused you to change tremendously. This has caused you to realize that it's time for you to drop the burdens that you've carried for so long of those around you. You're not responsible for everybody's stuff. You can feel other people's emotions. You can understand their perceptions and points of views. You can be open-minded, but you don't have to take on the burden of people's emotions. There's a difference between having compassion and empathy and taking on people's pain as if it were your own, or taking on people's perceptions and judgments against you that are clearly false as if it were true. I feel like you have changed tremendously, and because you have changed, you're ending a cycle in your life where you allow yourself to be the scapegoat, where you allow yourself to continue to be burned by the same fire. You learned a lot, and I really feel like you are embarking on a new beginning, or are about to embark on a new beginning that I actually see is going to be very abundant. I'm specifically getting abundance of support, because I feel like where you were the support system for those around you, you didn't have that back. And so what I'm seeing is you will have a new beginning of abundance of people that don't make you feel like you're the one who has to smooth things over all the time. You're the one who has to smooth it over and fix it and make it better. Your new beginning here with the Two of Cups is going to involve good connections, balanced connections. I'm really seeing that you're going to be interacting with people that are very much also compassionate and can empathize with those around them from a healthy place with healthy boundaries. Now, the people you were interacting with, the people that have hurt you multiple times, lacked compassion for you. And I feel that there was a lot of harsh energy thrown at you from the people before. You're being asked to let go of the burden. Continue letting go of the burden of, for some of you, being too nice. There's a difference between being nice. Being nice does not make you right. I'm not saying go out there and be mean, but life is all about moderation. And if you're always the one who has to be nice, if you're always a scapegoat, your truth will never be heard. Your divine spirit team is asking you at this time to, again, continue having compassion and empathy for those around you, but don't turn a blind eye when someone is very clearly not being nice to you. You are entering this new beginning where you are allowing yourself to be more present, more grounded in your power. And I also feel more emotionally balanced within yourself. Because you have been around people that have possibly bullied you, belittled you, or somehow gained up on you. You are now in this place where you have learned to look within for that emotional balance, for that peace. And I feel really great harmony. So this big change you're going through is super positive. It may feel a little bit uneasy at first, but overall it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really good. Being able to be harmonious. I'm seeing great harmony within you. And I see you spreading that harmony with the connections around you that want to be harmonious with you. The biggest changes I see manifesting in your life, I see that you will be implementing. I see that you're going to start to acknowledge the connections that are not harmonious, the connections that only leave you feeling defeated and or depleted. And because you're going to be a lot more honest with yourself on what connections actually hurt you, bring you down, break you down, you're going to be also a lot more honest with yourself on the connections that lift you up, on the connections that don't mess with your emotional state of being. Again, this is ultimately happening because you yourself are allowing yourself to have that balance emotionally within. You're not looking outside of you for that emotional balance, but having that emotional balance within is going to aid you in maintaining connections where you do have emotional balance with those around you that want to be cooperative. So I am seeing really strong connections coming in. The Two of Cups can point to a few different things. It can point to a really strong love connection. It can point to a really strong friendship, a really strong business collaboration. Whatever the case is, I see opposites coming together in perfect harmony. These connections that you are manifesting, whether it's love, business, career, which I do feel like it's actually all of the above. These connections coming in, you may not all be exactly the same, which that would be boring anyways. What I'm seeing here is that you guys will feed off of each other in the most positive, harmonious way. You'll lift each other up. If, someone has a weakness, I feel like the other's strength will aid that being. But it's not like you have to go out of your way to, pick someone up. I feel like you naturally will do so. I feel like you naturally, because you actually want to see the other do good, you're not competing against each other. You want everyone to be on the same page. There will be harmony. But when you are interacting with people that don't want to see success for all, when you're interacting with people that want to win at all costs, be selfish, or again not have everyone's best interest in mind, then it's hard to have that harmony. So the biggest thing that I'm seeing for you is a big change in the connections in your life. The reason why there's a big change in the connections in your life is because, again, you've transformed greatly. And so I really see a lot of people coming together, a lot of opposites attracting and creating harmonious connections. I see you having really strong harmonious connections with those around you. And again, I am seeing a new beginning that's going to be very prosperous and abundance. So if you're doing business collaborations, that will bring in a lot of abundance with the right people. Whatever the case is, that's what I'm seeing here. Big changes, specifically in the people that you collaborate and or associate yourself with. The connections in your life will be harmonious, but you're going to have to let some connections go. So that's why there may be some fear there, is because you're going to have to let some connections go in order for you to head towards the right connections. So that is your pick a card reading. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at www.theenchantedone.com. You guys like this video, drop a little avocado emoji down below in the comments to let me know that you came from option number 1. You guys have an enchanted day. Those of you that chose option number 2, you chose the taco. Num num, yum yum. I wonder if it's Taco Tuesday while you're watching this. Who knows when I'll post it. Okay. You guys have number 35, shark. Swim away from this situation. You know, it's funny. I actually recently pulled this on one of my TikTok videos. Actually, I think I pulled it a few times on a few of my recent TikTok videos. Then we have letter, expression, and then we have the 5 of Swords. This is really, really, really interesting. Right away, I'm getting that, again, there is a connection in your life, most likely a love connection. Now, this could be any connection though, but whatever connection this is, it is someone close to you, whether it's a family member, a very close friend, or a lover. But for most of you, this feels like a love connection. Someone you've been in a relationship with, someone you've been romantic with, someone you've been intimate with. This feels very much like someone who you have been very intimate with and you have really trusted deeply, or still do. What I'm seeing here is that you're connecting with somebody, and I want you to look at that card a little bit clearer. What I'm seeing is that you're connecting with somebody that does not have the same values, interests, or intentions as you do. There's a toxic connection in your life. The connection is very much toxic. And I feel that there have already been a lot of arguments. So how are you going to know which connection this is? This is someone who you've already argued with a lot. You've possibly been hurt by this person. No, not possibly. You definitely have been hurt by this person. This is someone who, like, there's very strong arguments between you guys. For a very small percentage of you, it very well could be a family member. But for most of you, this is someone who you have had a relationship with, the whole kabam, the whole 9 yards. And someone who you have had a lot of negative interactions with, a lot of arguments with. Again, it could be a current lover or an ex-lover. This is someone you've had a lot of fights with. And it feels like this person just wants to fight just to be right. They just want to fight to be right. Well, this person needs to be out of sight, because I feel like, again, this is someone who expresses themselves in a very cutthroat way. While I feel that this is someone who makes you feel like you can't express yourself. They might use your words against you. They are not honest. This is someone who will lie in order to get their way. This is a manipulative person, most likely. And so what I'm seeing is that you're advised to get away from the bloodthirsty shark. You're advised to, it doesn't matter what gender you're dealing with or what gender you are. It's just a connection that you're advised to get away from. You may need to express yourself, you know, through text or something. And I feel like this is someone that it's just hard to talk to someone like this in person, especially if you have an opposing view than them, because, you know, they're going to argue with you until they're blue in the face, and even then some. On the flip side, now, if you're somebody that maybe is just, again, I don't feel like this is you. I don't feel like, for most of you, I don't feel like this is you. I feel like there's someone in your life that's very argumentative. They want to be right in any situation whatsoever. And this is something that's actually like inflating their ego as being right. But again, they're not expressing themselves correctly. Now, when you are interacting with people, I feel like, especially if you're interacting with people that are toxic like this, your advice is to, honestly, I'm going to get some clarifying cards because I feel like I need more information. Now, one thing I want to say is that with this bloodthirsty shark, it literally says swim away from this situation. Now again, this is somebody that wants to control people around them. This is somebody that possibly will manipulate you, will get into your head and try to put fear within your mind. Now your advice is to get away from this person. It will not improve. If this person is treating you crappy already, they're not going to treat you any better. So your advice is to really be clear on the fact that this person, the way they've talked to you and treated you, this is someone who you already know has been nasty to you. It's not going to improve. It's not going to improve. Now, I do feel like, I know this is letter and expression. I really get, though, that you're being asked to journal. You're not being asked to express yourself to this person if you don't have to conversate with them. But you are, however, being asked to journal your truth. Write your truth down on the situation. How it makes you feel. What happens when you're around this person. Write your truth down. Write a letter to yourself. And if you want, something that can help you is writing a letter to them on how they make you feel. That's more therapeutic, on writing your feelings down. Writing down your thoughts about the situation. And, you know, throw it away or whatever. Don't actually give it to them because this person just wants to fight. Your advice further with the magician here is to step into your power. Step into your power. Utilize your resources wisely. Don't give your power away. Someone having control over you is an illusion. No one has control over you. I don't care what's going on. You have free will and you're asked to use it. Trust your judgments. I feel like you guys have been gaslighted. The stack have been gaslighted before. What I'm also getting with the magician card here is that the universe has your back. But you are still required to take action steps in the right direction of creating a new life for yourself. So if those of you that are watching this are in a toxic, abusive relationship, your advice is to step back into your power. No one has power over you. If you can, focus on building finances for yourself. For those of you in a toxic connection, like take the right steps to get away from this toxic situation. Remember the truth that your life is in your hands. No one has power over you and the way you yield your life. Live your life according to your truth. Not according to the truth of another. That is your pick a card reading. Ultimately, I do see you stepping into your power and manifesting the life that you desire and getting away from unhealthy relationships. I see that happening. That is your pick a card reading. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at www.theenchantedone.com. You guys have an enchanted day, but also drop a taco emoji down below to show love for group number 2. Those of you that chose option number 3, the milkshake. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Okay, you guys have number 9, Phoenix. How's that for a happily ever after? You have Hunger, Spoon. Oh, by the way, yeah, that canvas over there, I'm working on a huge piece of artwork. So that's why that's there. I don't have anywhere else to put it right now. And then you guys have the Justice card. So I did pull another clarifying card. We have the 4 of Pentacles to clarify the Justice card. Because what I'm seeing here is that you have spiritual justice that is being ruled and called upon your favor. I'm definitely seeing that. It's kind of funny. I feel like you may have gone through pile number 1 in the past. You have been really hurt by people in the past. You have been very You've dealt with very unfair situations and people in your life. And what I'm seeing here is that you were definitely scorched and burned by people, figuratively speaking. And this transformed you. And I feel like you're in your power now. Spiritual justice is coming down for you in a positive way. You've reclaimed your crown. You've reclaimed your power. And you're going to have a happily ever after, darn it. I see you manifesting your happily ever after, regardless on the past hurts you've been through, and you have been through a lot. I am getting, again, that the reason why you're getting your happily ever after, now whether that's happening now, I don't really feel like it's happening right now though. I feel like it's like you're in the process of making it happen. You've already claimed your power back. And you are taking the right steps already, right now, in creating your happily ever after. You're not afraid anymore. And what's kind of fueling that is your hunger for love in a way. It's like hunger to be loved, but also to love others. I feel like you've dealt with a lot of people that lacked love, and situations that lacked love. But your hunger to hold on to an open heart and to have healthy, loving connections is what fueled you to keep going. It's what fueled you to take the right steps, to head towards the right direction for you, to create a life you know is possible. Now, with the justice card here, the scales of justice are being balanced in your favor. The universe has your back. Now, for those of you that may be involved with the law, with any sort of legalities at this time, you're advised to do things correctly. Keep a level head. Keep your emotions balanced. And let justice take care of everything. What I see is Four of Pentacles. So your spiritual justice, for everything you've gone through, your spiritual justice is emotional balance, but also financial stability and financial independence. I'm saying some of you may be moving. Others of you, it's like you're going to have success in the beginning stages of a project or business. I'm seeing success in creating a solid foundation, whether it's home related or work related, that is healthy and happy for you. So the biggest thing I'm seeing here is financial independence, financial stability, and spiritual justice working in your favor. The scales will be balanced. You will no longer have to feel like you have a hunger for love or whatever it is. Some of you may literally have been struggling financially and have been hungry. That's not going to be for all of you. But for those of you, I feel like you won't have to be hungry again. You won't have to struggle financially. But for everyone, again, that's just for some of you. For all of you who chose this stack, I am seeing, however, again, spiritual justice. Spiritual justice, the scales of karma being balanced, and the outcome for you is financial stability, emotional balance, and great strength and personal power, and ultimately a happily ever after. Now, a happily ever after is not just one thing that happens like, oh, I'm happy forever now. You have to work at it. You have to stay in your power. You have to take the right actions, you know. But I see that you have learned a lot from your past. So you now are able to take the right steps towards what will bring you happiness long term. I'm seeing whatever you're doing right now financially, whether it's a new project, a new business, whatever the case is, I'm seeing great financial stability that will last a long time if you continue taking the right action steps and watering those plants. So that's your pick a card reading today. I see spiritual justice working out in your favor where you have gone through very unfair and unjust situations. The scales will balance. Karma skips no one. And I'm seeing that karma is on your side. The divine is on your side. And I see great blessings coming in for you. And I also see you claiming blessings. I see you making strong decisions and choices in your life. Drop a little emoji, whether it's an ice cream or some emoji to represent this milkshake, down below in the comments to let us know that you came from group number 3. Like the video to show some love. You guys have an enchanted day.